Okay, well, we're recording now, but so yeah, I'll do like a little quick intro. Okay. Kenzie McGowan, thanks for coming on my podcast.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. I haven't seen you in like, I don't know how long, a couple years, a few years? 2 years?
Two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that, wait, we did a quick thing. We did a podcast together like at your place, but how long ago was that again? That was only 2 years ago? No.
That was more.
That was like 5, 6 years ago.
No. Maybe.
It was like 2000, it was before COVID, it was before COVID, right? Or no?
I don't know, but I was doing a course at BCIT
right.
in podcasts.
Yeah.
And I asked you to come. Actually, you had a whole bunch of gear, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I had all this shit.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna slay this project. I'm gonna get like an A+.
Did you get an A+, or did you get a shit?
He was a tough teacher. I think I got like a B- or
because
something.
at the time I was like, I don't know what I'm doing really.
Yeah, but I did better than a lot of other students. So
cool. Okay.
Yeah,
sweet.
Thanks for that.
Well, congrats.
I forgot about that actually.
Well, then you got me this mug too.
I know.
I use it a lot.
I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, sweet. You're like, I thought you were just asking for my logo to put in your podcast. And I was like, why don't you do that?
No, I was a
fan. I
fan.
got a sweet mug. Yeah, it's sick. Cool.
I was stoked when I saw that you were doing this. I was like, like a little bit of encouragement. It's nice, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's awesome to have you back on the show. We're going to talk about, so Kenzie's got a history of like marketing and promotions and editing and fucking, I don't know what else, lots of stuff.
Social media,
yeah. We used to work together back at Worcester Blackcomb back in like 2007 or 8 or so.
That's right.
So long ago. It's
That's
crazy.
right.
But now you're back in Ontario and you're still doing social media stuff, but you're also doing astrology and tarot readings.
Tarot readings.
So I'm not really used to that stuff, and I was kind of like, I read like the astrology pages once in a while, like the Peak and stuff like that.
The horoscope section.
Is that what it is? Horoscope? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, sometimes they really hit you like, oh wow, that really does sound like exactly what's happening at this moment.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, I don't know if that really matters, but I'm curious because you've been doing this for how long? You've been kind of studying this, or were you into it before you even did it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I got into astrology, I think when I was 9.
10, oh, no kidding.
10 years old.
Okay.
My mom had this like Linda Goodman's love signs book under her bed.
Yeah.
That had like all the matches,
like Aries and
Aries, Libra, blah blah, like all the matches. And so I was so fascinated by the book.
Right.
And that was kind of just my gateway in.
Yeah.
So I've been slowly learning.
Cool.
And I still don't know everything.
Well, it's astrology. There's lots to learn, right?
It's it's
lots going on.
They refer to it as sacred geometry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's math.
It's math.
It's very much math based.
So it's based on like where how far away certain stars are and stuff, and like, does that matter?
It's actually.
I mean, that's probably it's a dumb thing to ask.
No, it's not. Okay. No. It's like, I think what a lot of people think about astrology is it's about the stars, when actually it's about the planets.
Okay.
And I like to think of it like theater production.
Okay.
Right? So with a theater production, you have the planets. Think of the planets as the characters.
Okay.
Think of the star signs as the costumes.
Okay.
And then think of the sets as what we call the houses, so their location.
Okay.
On a chart.
That's pretty good. Thanks for making a TV and film reference, so I can understand that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can understand why the planets would be more important.
Sure.
Than the stars, because when you're watching a play, you're paying attention to the characters. Sure, you might notice what they're wearing or whatever, but like really, the planets are the characters.
Right. Okay. I noticed a lot of shoes. I like shoes, so I noticed shoes on screen. I'm like, that guy's got good shoes.
Do you?
Oh, I fucking love shoes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I didn't know. Like, I mean, obviously, I knew it was something to do with like. I mean, people just say space, but I didn't really. I thought it was more stars and like. I didn't know it was planets alignment stuff. So that's cool. Sweet.
Yeah. So it's based off of basically when you take Earth and its relationship on the exact day in the exact location that you were born and its relationship to where all the planets were located.
Okay. Right.
On the eastern horizon.
And what do moons have to do with it? Is the moon important?
Of course.
I mean, I know the moon's important, but like.
Yeah, I mean, the moon is really important.
And is the sun? What's more important, the moon or the sun?
I think their relationship is they're both equally as important.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I would say that they are equally as important.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one quick question before we get into like some of these things here. But then like you're studying it. Is there? I know for like, is there multiple like sources of like, is there like one kind of, I'm going to use the word the Bible just because it's something I think of right now, but is there like one kind of central like spot for information and direction, or is there like different people have different interpretations of it? So how do you learn?
It's a really good question.
Yeah. Do you have an answer for that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. So
yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, no. I would say there isn't really a central hub necessarily because there are a lot of varying opinions.
Okay.
Right. And there's different types of astrology. There's Western, right?
Yeah.
Western is what I'm predominantly going to talk about today.
Okay.
But there's Vedic, which was born in India.
Okay.
And then there's Chinese astrology as well.
I guess because... Is that because they see different? Is it because they see different parts of the sky? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, that can have an influence on it as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but I think there's similarities, right? There are similarities.
Okay.
And yeah, when you look at different kinds, I don't know, it resonates with me, but I typically focus on Western.
Okay. Right. That makes sense because that's where you are. Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. So, you asked me for a few things to send you, which only have some basic stuff. It was like my birthday, my birth date, my location, and the time of day. Mm-hmm. That was all you asked me for.
Yep.
So I don't know how much information comes from that, but it sounds like a lot.
A shit ton.
Yeah, and then I also think I'm a Sagittarius, and I feel like everyone says, "Ooh, Sagittarius." They're always like, it feels like everyone's scared of Sagittarius, and like maybe I'm wrong, but my assumption and my like, I don't know my assumption, but like my thoughts the little bit that I do read here and there, which is very little. It feels like everyone's like, "Oh, Sagittarius." It feels like everyone's like scared of Sagittarius, and your face makes me think you're going to say yes, that's correct.
Sagittarius men.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, but
okay.
yeah,
Nice.
Sagittarius men do not have a good rep.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But
there's a big but to that.
okay, right.
And if you understand and you know astrology,
Right.
There are other placements that matter.
Okay.
And
right.
so, and I noticed where your Venus is located, which is matters of the heart and love.
Right. Okay.
And you've got to, well, we can talk about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wherever you want to start, like I think now I'm just going to be like, I have some questions for you, but I feel like we probably need to get going on what you need to tell me so I can ask some questions. I have some other stuff along the way, but like, yeah, I don't know how you want to. Do you want to just start this?
Yeah.
Or? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I'm going to just make sure the camera's still on. I check the camera like every 10 minutes or so because it sucks when it.
Oh, just in case it doesn't turn off.
Doesn't turn on, yeah.
Or, right.
Yeah.
We're good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, great. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like math.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it.
I don't like math either.
Right, but you're not doing like You're not doing like You're not doing like calculations, right? It's all just there. You like.
There's some degree of calculations.
Right.
Interestingly enough, we use degrees.
Right. Does a leap year change anything with these things? I think if you're born in a leap year, probably maybe, but
maybe, yeah, probably,
right, okay,
yeah.
Cool, right.
Okay, so first and foremost,
yeah,
we always talk about our big three in astrology. Like,
okay.
what's your big three?
Okay.
And your big three is basically your sun, your rising, and your moon.
Okay. Can you just, I know I don't want to distract you much, but what are other big threes that you would then, like if, would something be like water as one of your big threes or like, okay, cool.
Yeah, so
right,
the elements play a really big role.
Okay, right.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So your big three, or is your sun, which is the date range. So you're born in December.
Yeah.
So that's your sun sign, right? So everyone's always like, what's your sign? That's your sun sign when people ask you that question, right?
Right, okay.
But here's a major caveat that like a lot of people don't know about is your true essence and like who you really are is your ascendant, which is your rising sign. So there's a wheel, right? Like a circular wheel.
Yeah.
And this line here, this is your first house. This is your ascendant.
Okay.
And so that's what I get from your exact birth time.
Okay, right.
So people who don't have their exact birth time, I actually feel bad for them.
Right.
Because they'll never know. I call this the blueprint to your life.
Okay, right.
So if you're able to access the blueprint to your life, you can fucking hack the system.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's good to know.
So since
Maybe
I've
changed the Sagittarius, whatever we call it.
Since I've been learning so much more about astrology, I've been hacking the system to benefit me.
Okay, cool.
And therefore, in my external reality, I have a better fucking life.
Oh, cool.
Like I could not have been any happier than I am right now.
Oh, so you like? I mean, people think it's hokey. I mean, to be right up, people just probably think it's hokey, right? In some respects.
Yeah, they do.
But then if you think, if it's, I mean, you're an example of somebody who's like, yeah, this is helping me, or you've been able to like, wow, because you've been through some stuff, I'm sure, but like, feels like, oh, okay. Did you gravitate towards this later on in life to help you through some stuff, or did you?
I gravitated towards it to understand myself better.
Okay, cool.
Because, you know, as humans, we have isms and we're like, why am I that way?
Okay.
Why am I like that? And so I have a lot of Sagittarius myself in my chart.
Yeah.
And so Sagittarius is the truth seeker, the knowledge seeker.
Sweet.
They're ruled by the planet Jupiter.
Okay.
Jupiter is like a big motherfucking planet.
Right.
And he loves knowledge.
Okay.
Right? And he's the planet of expansion. He's a planet of luck.
Right.
So you're ruled. Your planet is Jupiter.
Okay. I'm going to ask one question after this. Okay, keep going.
Okay. So your rising sign is also in Sagittarius. So you have a sun in Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Your rising sign is a Sagittarius.
Yeah.
And your moon is also in Sagittarius. So you're a triple. I don't even think I've met somebody that's had all three in the same sign.
Right.
And it's all fire, the element fire.
Okay.
Which, actually, let me see. Shit. So.
Don't say that out loud.
No.
We should have talked about this before we went on air.
No, but it's so in terms of the elements, like if you divvy up your chart, you have 20 aspect or 20 placements in fire. But here's the cool thing, right? That like what I'm saying, like you learn to hack it, right?
Yeah.
So if you know you have 20 in fire and you only have 3 in water, guess what?
What?
Water heals you.
Okay.
Water heals you.
Right.
So surfing, going by the water,
okay,
that shit like brings you down.
Okay. Surfing stresses me out, but otherwise, being in the water, I'm sure, okay, right.
Whatever. Being around in, like, honestly, even having...
That makes sense because I really do like being... For some reason, I just like moving water. Like, I like rivers and I like waves and stuff, but I mean, like, I do like water, I guess.
If you spend... And so part of hacking this system is having the awareness of where you're elementally heavy and where you're elementally light.
Right.
And basically like putting more water around you, like being more like, you know, have more water.
Right.
Yeah. So
being water adjacent more often is good.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'll help balance you out. Like,
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if snow counts as water.
I would say so.
It might, right?
It totally counts as water.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I was like, what am I doing here then? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So sun, moon, rising, those are your big 3. And so that's what people always say in astrology is like, what are your big 3?
Right.
Your rising sign. Okay. So horoscopes, like, you know, when you say you read the horoscopes in the Peak magazine.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you read horoscopes wherever.
Anywhere. Online. Doesn't matter.
They are designed after rising signs.
Oh, okay.
Nobody fucking knows this though.
Right.
So you could be a Gemini sun.
Yeah.
And a Capricorn rising, and you read Gemini horoscopes all the time. You're like, yo, why doesn't this hit? It's because you're a Capricorn rising. That's why.
But then the birth, it always says the birth, like it's pretty, they they not dumb it down, but they simplify it. Which just says your birthday range.
Yeah.
So you just assume then you just pick that.
I know.
But then some people are on the cusp too, right? Some people are on the edge.
There's
or like
no such thing.
Okay, cool.
Because do you see how precise this wheel is with the numbers?
Yeah,
and
half
degrees?
of it's empty because there's nothing. Yeah, like I'm right.
You've got more of a day chart. Yeah. Day chart's like up high. You don't have a lot down here. But
can I get a picture of this when you're done so I can put it up? Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll put it up while you're talking.
Yeah. Although some people say you don't want to share your chart. It could be bad luck.
All right. Well, I'll flip a coin when I go to put it up. I'll see what happens. That's good luck. That's
just
luck.
Good. These are like the little things.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
But
you should see my chart. It's killer. Yeah.
It is actually. It's really cool. Well, what's cool about your chart too is that we both have the same rising sign.
Okay.
So for me to talk about like themes that you have in your life is easy because I went through similar things.
Okay.
And like I know what's kind of coming.
Okay.
So I can kind of share with you what's coming.
Sweet. Yeah, a prophet, if you will.
Prophet?
Yeah. You think prophets work on astrology?
100%.
They must, right?
Yeah, I know there's so a lot of people don't like Twitter or X or whatever you call it.
I like it.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, that's good. But better now too.
It's so much better now.
Yeah, for sure.
But there is a massive astrology community.
Oh, really?
On there.
I might get into this. All right, cool.
And I follow some of the best astrologers in the world.
Okay.
And some of them are astrology stock market specific.
Oh, really?
And they use the market to buy and sell. And so one little like pro tip too is like basically a ton of astrologers are saying Bitcoin and ETH they're like
I bought some Bitcoin years ago.
They're coming back up again.
Cool. Yeah, they are for sure.
Totally. I bought one ETH just for fun a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
Nice. So I've had my eye on it too.
Sweet,
but
nice.
just having that insight, it's just like so there's people, financial astrologers.
Oh, cool.
Called.
Wow.
Yeah,
right.
they hack this.
I wonder if you meet a financial astrologer, then the guy who's not rich, wouldn't that? That's a bummer.
No. Yeah,
he's not reading the signs, right?
No, fuck that guy.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm not following that guy, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So your sun, moon, and so you see that your moon, and your rising.
Right.
It's your Sag, so you're very Sag dominant.
Right.
And so what we say is when you have 3 or more planets in one house or one sign.
That's like in like this little...
That pocket down here?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's called a stellium.
Okay.
So it's when you have 3 or more, which it's reinforcing the energy of that specific sign.
Okay.
Right. But I have a lot of Sagittarius myself. I have a Sag rising and a Sag moon as well, which is probably why we get along.
Right, okay, yeah.
It's like you kind of get each other.
Yeah.
Similar
right. Cool.
kind of, way of talking and stuff.
Sure.
Although you have your Mercury in Sagittarius, which makes a lot of sense. Like you're quick, quick to talk.
Sure.
Sagittarius are kind of quick.
Yeah.
But they're also they're known for being funny.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I could say I am funny.
And you are, yeah. But they're optimists, right? They're always like looking at the bright side of things.
Cool.
So, moving along.
Yeah.
I really like this placement. Actually, these 2 placements you have. So you have 2 planets in your 12th house. So let me explain the houses then. Okay, cool. We have like those big 3, like the sun, the moon, the rising, right?
Yeah.
And we have like, we talked about the planets being the characters and then the signs being sort of the costumes, right?
Okay.
So think of these as the sets.
Okay.
See these numbers?
Yeah.
From 1 to 12?
Yeah.
Think of those as the sets. And so each of these sets represent a different theme.
Okay.
So set 1 is like yourself. It's like who you are. Set 2 is like your values, your money. Set 3 is like your immediate environment.
Okay.
It can be communications and just short trips. 4 is your home.
Okay.
5 is love, children, play. 6 is day-to-day work and health. Mm-hmm. 7 is relationships, marriage. 8 is kind of like taking it a step further, like intimacy, I want to call it.
Sure.
And other people's money, inheritance, death.
Okay.
9th house is travel, distance travel, but it's also seeking knowledge.
Okay.
10th is work, career.
Yikes.
So you see you got some stuff up here, right?
Yeah.
And then your 11th is like your networks, people, friends, contacts. Yeah. It's also the house of hopes and dreams. And then 12th house is the hidden house of the subconscious. So,
right. There's not much there.
It's a dark place.
It looks like there's not much. I don't have much in that.
Let's just call the 12th house a dark place.
Okay, right.
So
I got a couple things in the dark place.
So you want to know? You want to know what's in the dark place?
Yeah.
Your Venus, which is love.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Okay. Right. That makes sense.
But like, I actually, funnily enough, I have the same Venus placement. I have Venus in Scorpio in the 12th house as well, and it's not easy for us people in love.
Sure.
Like, it hasn't been easy.
Yeah. There's roller coasters out there for sure.
Yeah, there's roller coasters. We tend to be really private.
Yeah.
We don't want a lot of people to know about our love life, and we kind of keep our cards close.
Yeah.
Does that sound accurate?
Yep.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Totally.
So, but you also have Uranus here as well, which is kind of like
Did you just say Uranus instead of Uranus?
You were going to let me get away with that one,
No,
right?
I mean, anyway, yeah. So Uranus, I'm going to start saying Uranus too, because Uranus sounds weird. But anyway,
It's Uranus.
Yeah, Uranus.
It's Uranus.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's like the proper way to call it.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, that's been a joke forever, right? Like,
forever. Yeah.
Okay.
But Scorpio in Uranus is actually a really, really powerful placement too. It's good. So these two Scorpio placements is, while it can be difficult, and especially in the 12th house, you can work with it. That's the thing. Like I was saying, like if you know that, so planets in signs are either happy or they're unhappy.
Okay.
And that's where it's like things can feel easy for you in some ways in life, and then in some ways in life things can feel harder.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it typically has to do with like where the planet is located in a sign. So like Venus in Scorpio may have presented more challenges, let's say, in love, and maybe not as smooth sailing. If you were to have Venus in Taurus in the 5th house, the 5th house is like love and joy, and Venus Venus loves being in Taurus. So like you might have better luck with that placement. And it's just like, you're fucking born with it.
Yeah, right.
So it's like nothing you can do about it. But if you are aware of it, you kind of work with it. And that's the part I like.
Okay.
Right? It's like, yeah, you're not going to get me, universe, fuck you. I got you.
Yeah, nice. Okay. That's funny. Oh, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's funny. I was saying earlier how when you read sometimes you read a horoscope, like, it does actually, if you think about it, lines up. And then that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, and so for you to read Sagittarius, you might as well just read Sagittarius, because all 3 are in Sagittarius.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. So I must, right. Okay. That's why I read it.
Yeah. I think if I were you, I would still read it.
What else would I read? What other, like,
Nothing.
just nothing? Yeah, right. Okay.
No, I wouldn't read anything else.
Wow.
So another interesting, so let's talk about the nodes. So see these little symbols here?
Yeah. I see them on the, wait.
Right here?
People who are watching this,
here.
sorry, but these are like these things here?
No, that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
See that little thing there and that little thing there?
Okay, yeah.
That's called the nodes.
Okay.
And the nodes are basically like the axis of the sun and the moon. So remember how you were asking me which one's more important, the sun or the moon?
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have the nodes if it weren't for the sun and the moon.
Okay.
And so it's like that center axis point within your chart.
Yeah.
What we call the nodes are your destiny or your purpose.
Cool.
In life.
Okay. Right.
So your node, your north node, is in the sign of Virgo.
Okay.
And it's in the 10th house, which is the house of career and ambition.
I don't know where that went. I think I shut the door on that house a while ago, but yeah.
Well, it's interesting that you say that.
Yeah.
Because you have Saturn here as well.
Okay.
And so Saturn being so close to it's not super close, but it's close enough that you would feel it. But Saturn is the planet of restriction.
Yeah. Okay.
Boundaries.
Yeah. Sure.
Time, like things taking time. And its influence, I think Saturn would have an influence for you on your purpose.
Okay.
But again, there's a way to work with that.
Right.
And
you can hack it.
You can hack it. You can hack it by, like, if I think of the sign of Virgo is organized.
Yeah.
The more you tap in to being organized and creating structure and boundaries as it pertains to your work and your goals, you'll hack your career more.
Because I don't do that anymore. I used to set goals. My career was good, but now I just don't set goals anymore. Yeah, that makes sense. It's crazy. Yeah.
So if you start doing that again, you'll see results.
Huh. Right.
And that's actually part of your purpose.
I'm going to watch my own podcast after this. We do this one. Let's see. I remember what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so interestingly too, so your south node is, we kind of call it like your past life. It's like where you kind of want to move back. Like that's like your comfort.
Okay.
Your south node's like, oh, but this is comfortable back here. You know, this feels good.
Yeah.
That's home. The fourth house is the house of home.
Okay.
So, you know, instead of going out there and shining and going after your goals and going after your dreams for your career and your future, when you just sit at home and not go out, and if it's in Pisces too, and so like you got to be careful. Like Pisces is kind of like it's ruled by Neptune, which is like delusions, and so alcohol, substances, like all that kind of thing, that actually hinders your success.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. It's just even not thinking about astrology wise, but like, you know, people get hooked on stuff.
Yeah. And when you're at home, it's just like, it probably feels comfortable.
Yeah. It's too comfortable.
Yeah,
for sure. It's so funny. All right. Yeah.
But again, like this is all useful information,
for
right?
Sure.
It's like you can take this, like some people can be like, oh yeah, whatever. But other people can be like, oh, actually, if I maybe start doing this and this and like just start bit by bit.
Right.
You can maybe and
change it. Yeah.
I mean, I've tried it myself and I've been working with certain planets. I've been working with my shitty ass Venus and Scorpio for the last year.
Yeah.
I've been like doing things for Venus.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, so Venus is the planet of beauty and like taking care of yourself and everything, like dressing up. So like I've been putting makeup on when I get up. I've been doing my hair. I've been like, and you do these things to kind of like offer. It's like an offering to a planet.
Okay.
And it helps to balance or offset the fact that it's in a tough position.
Right. So it's kind of like you're not worshiping a god, but you're like addressing a certain planet or something to kind of bring you out of the home, or like you're using other aspects of your chart or these houses or whatever to bring you out of the spots that might be the dark spots.
That's right.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. And it's called planetary remediation.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question. So when astrology and science, I mean, they must cross at some point, I guess. But then now that science says Pluto's not a planet anymore, is Pluto part of?
Yeah, Pluto's there.
But then science goes, Pluto's not a planet anymore.
Oh, fuck science.
Okay, cool, sweet. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to put a hole in it. I'm just curious because, like, I'm curious where that intersection is. But okay.
I mean, so the way that I see it is like, science is cool, sure, in some ways, right?
Yeah.
But if I think about history and how long astrology has been around.
Yeah. I mean, it's been around probably longer than science.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so if you think of like, you know, the Greeks, the great Greek gods, right? And like the Hellenistic period, like and even before that, even, you know, with Vedic and Chinese, like they all followed the stars. And it wasn't it's so interesting too, because people are like, do you believe in it? It's not whether or not you believe in astrology, it just is.
Right. Okay.
It's like the planets are there.
Right.
Earth is there. The sun is there. Everything moves.
Yeah.
And to think that doesn't have an influence on us on planet Earth seems silly to me.
It does seem silly for sure. Yeah, I think I agree. I haven't thought about it deep enough or gotten into astrology much. So like, but I still think that all these things matter.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to not hard to, but I just haven't spent the time to think about how they relate.
Most people don't.
Yeah.
Because we're so focused on our current reality.
Yeah.
And what's in our reality.
We're too distracted even to look at things anymore. We're just like, we got to see what's happening right in front of us. We don't have a lot of time to dig into stuff.
That's the point.
Right.
I believe I believe that it's intentional that we are being distracted.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. I think so.
Yeah. Because
sure.
I think that the more that we know about this kind of information, the more powerful us as humans become.
Right. Okay.
And I don't think they want us to be powerful.
No. No, of course not.
Because we're capable of doing.
You own nothing and be happy.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's talk about some upcoming things for you.
Okay. Cool.
Actually, wait. Before I jump over there.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 more things I just want to touch on. So you have Jupiter. So Jupiter is your planetary ruler. Mm-hmm. That's your home dog.
Right.
And sorry, that mic.
Whatever, it's good. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You make as much noise as you want.
Okay. Jupiter is in your 9th house of travel.
Okay.
And I think that like this kind of tells me that you really expand, you grow when you go on trips.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's good. It's good for you.
Yeah.
And the more that you go and kind of come out of your shell, like Leo is the sign is kind of like in the spotlight.
Okay. Right.
So there's a lot of growth for you and kind of knowledge that can be found for you in travel, especially longer distances.
That's why I like airports, I think, because it means I'm traveling. I just love airports. I love going to airports. Even though I'm just there for 4 hours, I love hanging out in an airport.
Do you really?
I think it's great. Yeah, I don't hate it. I think it's awesome.
I don't hate it either.
Yeah.
No, I don't hate it either.
I don't mind delaying. I'm just like sitting there probably like 6 hours. I'm totally not even. It's like whatever. It's cool. I'll just chill. Yeah, I'll watch people.
And then so you have Chiron in the 6th house. Chiron is what's known as the wounded healer. Chiron is an asteroid.
Okay.
So there's people that study asteroids.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane to me.
Okay.
But there's like asteroids named wild things. Like if you knew some of the things that people came across in astrology, your mind would just blow up.
Right. Okay.
You know that like little emoji. Like,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Right.
That's literally what would happen. Okay, so this for me is very much like finding. It's like your weak point.
Okay.
Your weak point is about like the body, the physical body. So making sure to take care of your physical body and value your body.
That's a weak point for
Is
sure.
it?
I mean, it's not a weak point, but I'm not like I don't eat incredibly healthy or like, I do stuff physically, but I'm not like, I could be better at it for sure.
Yeah.
I eat tons of pizza.
I fucking eat pizza all the time
I
too,
eat
though.
4 times a week.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 or 4 times
Yeah,
a week.
it's rough. It's a problem.
It's not rough because it's delicious.
Yeah, I know, but it's a problem. You can't eat. I eat like a full pizza.
Okay, I can't eat
Yeah,
a full
I'll order pizza and eat the full one that night and then go right to bed.
It's a
So
lot.
yeah, that health thing definitely. Yeah, I might run and do stuff, but I have also. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about upcoming things.
Okay.
Whoa. Let's see. So this is just like your birth chart, right?
Okay.
But this, okay. So this is the moment that you were.
Whoa, that one's a lot different.
So this is the moment you were born, right?
Okay.
So what we do as astrologers is there's birth chart readings, but then there's people who take your birth chart and they take this moment right now and they overlay.
Okay.
So
Right.
what you see here is the overlay of this moment.
Is this time right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that looks messy.
I know. There's a lot going on.
Shit.
It's not messy. There's just a lot of stuff going on right now.
Right. Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So this chart that I'm looking at right now, compared to the last one, has like way more lines scribbled across it than the last one did. If that helps describe what's going on right now.
Well, because it's Ryan Proctor born as
Yeah.
a being,
Yeah.
and then it's like the moment.
Right.
Yeah, and it just overlaps. And so, as a side note, people do what's called synastry, and that's how you look at compatibility between two people. Is you
Okay.
take one chart, another chart, and you
Sure.
overlay it, and you look at the relationship of planets. Like so when you have planets, like you don't really actually. You've got this right here. You've got some. So you see like how this one and this one are kind of on the same line.
Okay. Yeah,
That's an important moment.
Okay.
And when you see. This is called, it gets really complicated.
Yeah, it looks like it does.
It does, yeah. And like, so it gets more complicated, but just for the sake of simplicity, we'll just kind of talk about a couple of future.
But it still all kind of hovers. Most of the stuff I see still all hovers around where on my birth.
Yeah.
Stays in that same area.
So basically what this does is this shows you every single planet and it's the planets, but then it's also important asteroids and how they move around certain scenes that are taking place in your life.
Okay. Right.
And so what I'll talk about right now is like a really big one that just happened. And actually this is like a collective shift for humanity as a whole on Earth.
Yeah.
Pluto.
It's up for debate. Yep.
Pluto just moved from the sign of Capricorn into Aquarius. What does that mean? Okay. So Pluto moved into Capricorn in 2008 with the financial crisis.
Oh, wow.
Pluto is the planet of destruction.
Right.
Pluto is the plan of like burning it all down and rebuilding it back up, but it's like transformation, right? So kind of what we saw since 2008 is we saw the meltdown of structures. Pluto represents like corporations, structures. It's ruled by the planet Saturn. Remember I was saying about Saturn being like structures and boundaries and everything like that? So when Pluto moved through Capricorn, it was moving through Capricorn and it was just like burning shit down everywhere, right? As it came to like structure, corporation, the marriage, like what like the van and the mom and dad and the two kids and the house, like that whole, like if you think about it, that's no longer.
I mean, it's like not as chased after anymore for sure. And it falls apart. It seems to fall apart a lot faster recently.
It's evolved, right? That whole idea of what we thought like marriage and family should be has just crumbled to the ground.
Right.
And we're starting to think, oh, okay, maybe we can be a little more unconventional in our relationships. Right. Maybe we don't have to be so cut and dry and get married and do this. Like maybe we can be open and like, so you're seeing like lots of polyamory. And you're seeing like kind of, which is very Aquarian.
Okay.
And so Pluto is now moving into Aquarius, which is like highlighting these areas of unconventional relationships.
Okay. Right. Okay. That's so funny. Yeah.
And we're going to see this theme happening for a long time.
Okay.
I think it's like, I want to say like 15, 16 years. Like it's hanging out there for a while.
You know what's funny? You say that about the Pluto, and then like I just asked you earlier, Pluto's even a planet anymore. It's kind of like if Pluto's that planet of destruction or whatever, it would seem like that kind of makes sense that it's being like touted as not like in scientific world. It's like we don't want it as a planet anymore.
Yeah.
But unless, I mean, who knows if like if that's an influence from they're like, well, astrology's saying it's kind of destroying so we should just not call it a planet anymore to try and like get it out of the system.
Trying to get it out of the system.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, one of my favorite astrologers, side note, he's been talking about Planet X. He says that there's actually a very influential planet that is going to
show up.
It's going to show up.
Wow.
It's called Planet X.
Right.
He has been so accurate with his predictions.
Really?
He predicted 2020 to the T. 2019, there's videos of it and everything. He goes, 2020, we're going to get hit.
Yeah.
It's game over. Like, he just fucking laid it all out. And so he's talking about Planet X coming. It's coming. Right. So the cool thing about Pluto moving into Aquarius is it's going to be, we're going to see a lot of tech stuff.
Okay.
Because Aquarius rules technology. So it's like Pluto's the extreme. So it's like really fucking cool tech
stuff. Well, we're going into like AI and we're going into like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we're going to see like the extreme
military AI.
But we're going to see like cool stuff too.
Sure. Yeah.
But also really not cool stuff.
Right.
So Pluto's like hanging out. So for you, what does that mean for you? Right. So what that means for you is it's moving through your third house of communication. And it's so over the next while, you're going to be transforming the way you communicate. You're going to be transforming the way you learn things, and actually, and it's opposing Leo too. Yeah, so you're going to have a big shift in the area of the way you communicate to others. Like you might be more truthful.
Okay.
You know, but it's actually okay. So backing it up, Pluto just left your third house. it was in your second house since 2008. Your second house rules finances.
Oh, yeah.
So I had the same thing.
Wow, that's funny because...
Since 2008.
2008 to like 2020 was pretty good for me. And then I just started like not working as much and like finances changed me for sure, like in the last like 3 or 4 years.
Well, because planets go retrograde, and that means they stop like moving in a direction.
Yeah.
Like from the appearance of Earth.
Sure.
And so there's since 2008, there's been moments where like the finances were okay, or you'd have like kind of big wins, but then you'd have big loss.
Right.
So it's like extreme.
Right.
So when it comes to your finances, things have been extreme
yeah.
good or
yeah.
extreme bad.
Yeah,
extreme
that's true.
good, extreme bad.
Yeah.
It's left your second house.
Okay.
So now you can look forward to a little more stability.
Okay. Cool.
In your finances moving forward.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, it is good.
That's pretty good to hear.
Honestly, it does dance. Actually, caveat though, it does dance back into Capricorn a little bit later this year, for a couple months. But just know that by the end of this year, I believe November, Pluto will leave your second house of finances for good.
Oh, wow.
For this lifetime.
Oh, wow.
So you can look forward to a little bit more stability, I would say, in the area of your finances and your core values too.
Cool.
Represents your core values.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. Nice. So that's kind of finances. It's kind of, career and finance is kind of the same. They're like
10th house is more career, like ambition.
Okay.
Second house is like is finances, but values, because they're kind of intertwined.
Sure. Right.
Like what you value, it's like your money. You put your money into what you value, and so on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. It seems like, there's like always like a positive and negative. So there's always something that counteracts something in astrology. It's like this could be bad, but then this is good, so it counteracts. But it might not be in the same house. But it's like, yeah, maybe your career starts to take off, but the finances are suffering, and then it kind of feels like it might be like they might just keep balancing.
Exactly. Yeah.
To some degree.
But it's cool because at least you know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I love about astrology, is because sometimes in life we're like, why is this happening right now? And when you understand astrology, you can look at your chart and be like, oh, that's why this is happening.
Right. Okay.
And you know that it's ending. Right.
Nice.
And that's
good.
Yeah. So it's like, which kind of in a way can suck, because then you find yourself wishing time away. So you're like, oh, this is happening right now. I can't wait until this happens.
Right.
Or till that planet moves out of that area. But so your Saturn is just moving into your 4th house. So I'm just going to talk about these 2 major ones.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's lots to talk about there, but yeah.
Yeah, so like the 2 big ones, and so there's what's called inner planets and outer planets.
Yeah.
And the inner are the fast moving planets. They're moving really, really fast around Earth. Mercury is very fast.
Okay.
Venus is fast. Mars is pretty fast. Not as fast as those 2.
Okay.
But then you get to the outer planets, which is like Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto, and they take longer to orbit around Earth.
Okay.
And so Saturn is in your 4th house of home. So this is kind of an area of focus for you. Saturn, the planet of restriction, boundaries, structure, is moving through your house of home, your home. So you could find that when this transit is over, which is maybe, I think it's 2026, you might move.
Yeah, okay. That's funny. I thought about that a bunch recently.
Yeah.
Past couple of years, yep.
Yeah. That
I'm not going to move now because I don't want to prove it right. I'm staying here. Yeah.
No, I mean, it'll be a couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, I know. But
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's funny.
It'll be a couple of years. So.
Yeah, because I haven't thought about years and years and years of living here, but like I haven't skied as much the past few years, and just things have changed. I'm like, I wonder, is this forever for me or not? I thought about it in the last couple of years for sure.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. You're spending time thinking about your home.
Yeah.
And is this where you want to be? Is this what you want to do? And typically, if you see, again, working with the planets, Saturn, the planet of structure, boundaries, if you start to create more structure in your home life and boundaries in your home life, if you like work with the planet, it leaves you a gift at the end of a transit.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So it could be like you could get, you could find a really cool house.
Right. Okay.
That is like, fuck, this is so cool.
Yeah. Sweet.
Like the planets reward you when you work with them.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's super dope.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's interesting to think about because people like when you lay it out like this, and again, people can't really see what you're talking about, but like when you put it out like this, you start in my own head. I'm like putting things. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. And then you start to think, oh well, even if you just kind of, if I placed everything I thought of the way I lived in the last few years over, even just like my own actions, like if I had a chart of actions, let's say, and I could somehow make it in that same circular pattern, I bet you could just see where I've done things that would line up with what's happening on my chart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's people that actually who are far better at this than me. It's like, this is like, you can really go in depth, but people can call it like, oh, did you have a major death in, 2005 or whatever? Right. Like people can pull up things out that you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. So I think I'll leave it at there for now.
Yeah, sure.
I find it's like a lot of information.
There's a lot for sure. And I think for me, like, yeah, it does. I'm curious, like, can you send me this stuff or just show me to do it? Yeah, or show me where to get it from. Because it is interesting. Like, and to see it more laid out and just have a bit of better understanding of how things affect you and how you're affected by, or how you affect, like the actions you make don't necessarily change that.
That's the free will.
Right. Yeah.
Which is a hot topic in astrology because we have the chart and then we have free will.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And free will it's like this unknown thing.
Right.
Nobody can pinpoint it.
Right. Well, like free will is all what's happening up in here and just like...
And then there's destiny.
Right.
There's destiny and there's free will.
Right.
And how do they interplay?
Well, that's more destiny, right? This is more destiny than it is free will, right?
Correct.
Okay, right, yeah.
So you have, So you have your destiny laid out in the stars, but free will at any given moment can change.
I wonder how the more you know about this affects free will. Like, I wonder if you focus on this a lot more, it will start to guide free will, I would imagine, right? Free will sounds like someone's trapped. Kind of will. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that, you think free will, never mind.
What?
I was going to ask about the movie Free Willy, if free will was like a thing. If it was like, if free will was part of free, anyway, yeah.
That's actually really interesting, though.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah. Maybe in the background, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Free will, Free Willy?
I mean, I don't know. It's a fucking whale.
I know,
I mean, whales or orca.
No, but like that's a whole other topic I can go down a rabbit hole is like decoding Hollywood. Because Hollywood, like, that's another thing about the planets too, is that these stars, these elites, they follow this shit.
Yeah, I think they do.
Oh, they 100% do.
Yeah.
You see, like...
They're all weirdos. Not that they're weirdos, but like they're also like... you know what I mean? Like, they're all like... But they follow it and then implement it into like... Try to push into like a world governance.
Their album drops. Yeah. Like famous politicians had astrologers. Right. Kings, queens, like everyone had astrologers. Adele, famous singer...
Yeah.
She had her Saturn return, was it last year? And she was wearing giant Saturn hoop earrings.
Oh, wow. All right.
On the stage.
I totally knew that. Yeah.
I saw it in my community, right? Like this little community that I'm a part of on Twitter, X. There's so much shit that I see. I'm like, whoa, that's fucking cool.
There's probably tons of coincidences or what you think is coincidence or correlations that you just blow by you every day. You don't even think about, right?
Yeah. Right. But when you know the astrology and you start to kind of follow it, the way it unfolds in your reality, you're like, damn.
Yeah, I never put much time into it, but it's funny that when you tell me these things, like, yeah, I can definitely pinpoint things that I would say relate to exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Huh. That's wild. So we talked about career stuff. When we talked about luck, I don't really believe so much in luck. Mm-hmm. I believe it more in like, I don't know if chance and luck are the same thing, but I feel like chance, they're not, but I feel like I put more weight on chance than luck.
Can you expand on what chance is? Like,
I think chance is like, it's a 50-50, something could happen. It's more of like a fate thing for chance. Where luck, I think to me is like, I don't think the lottery's luck. I mean, lottery's chance, right? People say you're lucky. But I think, I just don't think it's like a snap of a finger where it's like, luck seems like magic to me. More like magic or something. Then chance is like mathematical. And I feel like that's more concrete to put your... I don't know, but that's more concrete to like rely on than just luck. And but I feel like luck isn't really a thing. Because you mentioned that in this a while ago, but I don't know how much astrology and luck are together.
So what astrology can do is it can show you a time period or a moment in time where
your luck is in your favor.
Correct.
Okay, right.
So it's not necessarily that, you're lucky, but it's just this flash of a moment where there's certain planets and alignments.
The planets are got your back or something.
The planets got your back, and it's a good time to do something.
Okay, right.
And then there are moments where it is a horrible time to do something. And that's why there's this thing called electional astrology, where we cast charts into the future to predict good moments to do things like launch a podcast.
Right.
Like there's planetary hours. There's an hour that's dedicated to a planet every hour of every day.
Oh, wow.
And so even before I post, like I'll do a post on social media, I'll look to see what planetary hour it is.
Right.
Knowing my planetary ruler, I'll post during when my planetary ruler, like that's
for your own benefit, like for your own, like make sure this is going to be good or right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
getting more exposure. So it's like knowing what lucky periods and acting on those lucky
periods. And then
periods.
do you track that like post or whatever? Do you track, like you go, hey, I found out I was going to be luckiest time here, whatever it was, or I had the chance of being luckiest here. Do you track when you do that to see if it?
I pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I pay attention.
A good student would pay attention.
Yeah,
right?
it works.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it works. And other times
cool.
It doesn't work. It is cool.
Yeah,
I know. It's become an obsession for me. Like I'm constantly thinking about people's charts and things, and it's like it just doesn't stop in my head.
Right. What about like? I know we got some. I know you want to keep less than an hour, but it's been 51 minutes already. Okay. So I don't know if that's luck or not, but people talk about compatible signs.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's like that's where the red flag. Be like, oh, Sagittarius is crazy. But like, does that change like throughout the year? Like as as planets change stuff, it's like everything's still compatible. So like if I go through a point where like you said like sometimes your signs go into different houses or whatever, then it doesn't change your compatibility with. I guess it seems to be pretty volatile if it did. It doesn't change your compatibility with people. It's like your other signs.
Actually, okay, so aspects can change your compatibility. So like a static kind of overlay of a birth chart and a birth chart is one thing. But then when you take two people's charts and you overlay them, right? That's like a static, are they compatible or not?
Right.
But then when you add in the layer of the planets, and that moves around and you have these existing aspects, yes, 100% things can shift and change, and you can become more compatible and less compatible as the planets affect certain areas of your chart. So it can change, but the foundation, like what's always good to look for, like, so for someone like you, you have a water Venus. So it is in your best interest, typically, to be with another water Venus.
Okay, right.
You'll get
water Venus sounds dirty. I don't know why it sounds weird. Anyway, sorry.
Somebody who has like a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces Venus would be good for you. Right. One of my best friends, he's gay. He has a Venus in Pisces. I swear to God, like it's just we get each other. It's like it's so nice, you know, and it's noticeable. I've dated people who have air Venus. It's fucking horrible. Right. Scorpio Venus, sometimes I find they're really attracted to Gemini Venus. Right. Horrible. Right. They're like the Gemini Venus are like flighty and flirty, and they're just kind of like this. Whereas like Scorpio Venus is a little more like, no, I want to get to know you better. No, like let's, you know, and
right. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So.
Yeah, because like I guess, if people who don't follow astrology it's. You still have those signs. So I was curious about that because especially when I always hear these bad things about Sagittarius. I'm like, well then what sign, like how, if Sagittarius is revered as like a kind of wild card, I guess, I don't know what you want to say. It seems like the compatibility would be like another wild card or the complete opposite. Yeah,
but I think that I don't know. I think all that stuff is garbage. Like just about, oh, Sagittarius is this, or, you know, it's just like, fuck off. Like everyone had different ways that they were raised. Everyone has different values. Your values shift. Yeah. You know, your beliefs shift. And I think that I think it's just nonsense to actually just say that one person is one. Although, you know, sometimes I'll say that Geminis annoy me.
Right. Okay. Right. That's fair.
But is that a fair thing to say?
I mean, I don't know. If someone annoys you and they're Gemini, then Geminis annoy
and there's
you.
like consistent Geminis that annoy me.
Right, yeah, for
Maybe
sure.
it's Gemini suns, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just a blanket statement, right? It's a very blanket statement.
It's probably mostly uneducated people are like just like they hear things and it's kind of like read the headlines and you make an assumption.
Yeah, because they don't know.
Right.
And so somebody like you who has like a lot of Sagittarian energy, but then you have this beautiful Venus in Scorpio, which gives you a layer of depth. Right. Yeah. And so that's what I like about your birth chart is that you like to go deep.
Right. I mean, yeah, we're getting deep into it here for sure. Yeah.
No, but like you want to know people. Like you ask.
That's kind of why I do this, I guess. Yeah.
You ask questions. You're intrigued. Like you don't like surface level. Sure, like a lot of Sagittarius like can be surface level, but then when you have that Venus Scorpio, it means like you can go down.
Okay, cool.
And you can like explore the kind of unseen areas that people don't necessarily like to talk about.
Right.
And that's cool.
Is that a reason why when I watch TV shows, I watch people's shoes. I watch the background actors, not the main people.
You're
a lot.
observant.
Like I watch
Yeah.
That's crazy because I do that a lot. I watch TV and I'm like, look what that guy's doing in the background.
Yeah.
It's funny. I have a question about astrology and afterlife.
Okay.
How like can you? There's a correlation, I'm guessing. Like there's a connection. So, can you? Is there like a prediction of like in your afterlife? Because does it predict what might be for you after you pass? Is there like a way to like say, hey, you're in this, and so maybe I'm jumping out of your wheelhouse here, but is there a relationship there, or can you kind of predict an afterlife if you believe in an afterlife or whatever's going on? Can you use astrology to help you see what if you might be like a lion after, you might be a rake or like a tree or something? You know what I mean?
I don't personally know of any, but what I will say is skirting over to a different topic, numerology.
Okay.
Which is dealing with numbers.
Right. Yeah. Numerology. Yeah.
Sure, you can look at your south node for your past life. North node is more this life, which is what we talked about. But I think numerology can tell us what our future life influence will be like.
Oh, cool. And
so numerology is when you take your birthday and you add all the numbers individually.
Oh, okay.
Together.
Yeah.
And it's reduced. It can be reduced, but basically numerology goes from 1 to 9.
Yeah.
And then there's what's called master numbers, master 11, 22, and 33.
Okay. And
they say that after each reincarnation, you move numbers.
Oh. Okay.
So if you're a life path 1, you're life path 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 22, 33.
Yeah.
You move through those numbers over the course of life.
So every past life is different?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So like if you're
or afterlife, I mean. Wow. Okay.
So like I'm a master 22.
Yeah. How do you find that out? You just do your numbers and math?
Yeah,
okay,
we can
cool.
do it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we don't have to do it now, but yeah.
But we can do it. Yeah, we can find out your numbers.
Cool.
Which I'm going down this whole other rabbit hole of numerology too.
See you later. Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
It's so cool. There's this guy I follow on Twitter. Every day he talks about the influence of the day based on the numbers of the day.
Okay.
And he'll tell you like, this is not a good day to fly a plane. This is not a good day. This is a good day to work out. Like if you're going to use physical endurance today, do it. Watch out for fight. Like he's fucking like, it's insane.
So when you read your horoscope and something that says this is not a good month to be doing whatever, is numerology part of that? That's all. It's all they're separate. Okay.
It's not a part of it.
Okay.
That's like, it's like a bonus round.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But so numerology, like I'm a master 22. We're known as the master builders.
Okay.
And that's actually one thing in my life that I've noticed is I love to build and create things out of nothing.
Yeah,
so
you've always done that before. Yeah.
Events and stuff, right?
Sure.
I like to like build.
Yeah.
That's part of my destiny with my number is to be a builder. Like creation of creation. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So
more to learn.
More to learn.
Yeah, never ending. You were gonna. So we talked a lot about this, and I think if I ever come back to Ontario, or if you ever come back out here again, we should do this again for sure.
Okay.
But you have tarot cards here, and you said I know you want to go shredding. So
I do.
I don't even like the word shredding. You want to go up the mountain. So yeah, let's do a tarot reading if that's. Do you need anything? Is it just like
ask a question? Ask any question you want.
That's what this is about? That's what tarot reading is? Or you just like, do I ask a question, you put a card down? I don't know. Walk me through how
So you can do it. Okay, so this is like a whole other podcast.
Sure. I mean, is there time could we do it in like 10 minutes or whatever? Or like, is there more like, we got to get through the whole deck?
Well, we don't.
I mean, yeah, like Uno, reverse.
We don't. No, but we can just, you know what? We can do a yes or no question just to keep things simple.
Okay.
But very simply.
Yeah.
I'll just like do a high level kind of tarot thing. So basically like astrology, tarot, numerology, all these things. These are topics of the occult.
Okay.
This is like just like mystery, unseen things, right?
Okay.
So tarot is it started in the 1500s.
Okay.
And I think it was born in Marseille. Marseille. Yeah. And the courts, like all the kings and queens used to use it. And then over time it evolved and evolved. They call it as a form of divination.
Okay. Right.
And so basically I had a tarot mentor.
Okay.
That I came across
sweet.
in Vancouver when I was living in Vancouver. He's from Germany.
Okay.
He was a busker in Amsterdam.
Oh, cool.
And he studied tarot and traveled to all of the museums across Europe to find out the secret to the tarot. Okay. And it's actually really fascinating. And he gave me some really cool hacks. But I use it to answer questions. So you can do a general read. You could say, like, give me a general read. Yeah. You can do a yes or no question. Yeah. Will I be rich? You can literally ask me that. Okay. Right. You know, you can ask me whatever the hell you want, and I'll tell you what it says. Okay. We can do a very comprehensive spread.
I mean,
there's a lot we could do.
Yeah, I know, but for sure.
But like it takes time, right? But I like to do like we could go to town, and it's fun. I fucking love it. Cool. I love doing them for people.
All right, we'll do a more in depth one. I mean, if we could, something quick. I don't know. I just want to see what it's about. Or like like I've never done it before, so I'm curious of just like what the results are if you ask certain questions or whatever. Just kind of see how it works.
Okay, ask a question.
Will I live to 80? Will I live to be 80?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Ryan Proctor lived till he's 80. Let's see.
It's gonna be a morbid answer, probably.
No, it'll just. No.
No. Come on, 80. Yeah. Okay.
You know what this answer is to me?
It's like a skeleton with pumpkins.
No, this is actually the pentacles. This is like represents the body. And so it's like you got to take care of your body if you want to
live till I'm 80.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, that's probably a standard issue, right? Yeah.
Yeah, cuz he's keeping things close. Yeah. Okay. So, but again, yes or no, but free will. You take care of your body, maybe that can change.
Change, right? That's a hack, right? I'll ask. Well, I mean, rich is relative, but
rich, sure, you can ask that.
Sure.
Will I be rich? But what does rich mean? Will I live comfortably financially? Will
I have to work for the rest of my life?
Okay. Will Ryan have to work for the rest of his life?
That's still about free will, I guess, too. But
actually, I don't think you will. You're gonna have your Jupiter return. It's going to be a little while from now. I can actually see you doing really well, but later. Okay. Like just based on what I know off of your chart.
Sweet. I'm going to sit back and do nothing until later.
Like I want to say 5 to 7 years.
Okay.
In 5 to 7 years, you're going to have your Jupiter return, and your Jupiter return is very fruitful, filled with abundance, and it's in your 9th house. So.
You know what's funny you said that, because I have this right now. I think about how 5 to 10 years seems like it's going to be tomorrow, but next year seems like it's going to be forever from now. Mm-hmm. I have this weird thing of like I've somehow flipped in my brain what the time in my life and how I feel like the further away I think about, I feel like it's happening too fast. When I think about a year from now, I'm like, it's a fucking year from now. What does it matter? I have this really change. Like I should be thinking maybe the other way around, but I had this thought where I feel like the further away I think, the more like anxiety I get than if I just think about like
now.
Yeah, or next year.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I don't know if it's weird or not, but it just seems weird to me.
Yeah.
It's only a reason to.
Well, the only thing you should really focus on is now anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I live in the now, but I focus. It's like I wrote some notes myself like a couple weeks ago about like how I think, like the next 5 to 10 years seems like it's there. Mm-hmm. But then next year seems like it's not even close.
Forever.
Yeah. It's weird, right?
Yeah, it is weird. I know what you mean.
Yeah. I don't, anyway. Okay.
One more question.
Yeah, sure.
I think Alex is texting me.
Will I find true love?
Will you find true love?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, well, I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I don't want to change my question, but.
Okay.
Well, should I ask? I mean,
in this lifetime. Because you might not find it in this lifetime. I got that one.
No. Yeah, I want to ask. For sure, in this lifetime, sure. Yeah, let's see what's up. Oh, card down.
Okay, let's
Is that a bad sign when you drop a card?
It's not a bad sign, no. Okay. Will Ryan Proctor find true love in this lifetime?
Yeah.
You know what? Let's let you pick
one. Oh gosh, my own fate here. Do I get to look at it right now?
Yeah, look at it.
Oh, a naked person with no head. Great. A sword in their hand. I'm going to chop somebody's head. All right. This is like a bad sign. Fuck. Oh, man. Yeah, this looks like a really bad... Hey, I'm going to hold it up so I don't know if people... You see this? It's a naked woman with a sword and people standing not facing her. She's got 2 swords and there's a eyeball on the ground. Anyway, what does that mean? Am I...
It's kind of... It's like... It doesn't look good.
Sweet. Okay, great. Is that because I'm Sagittarius? Fuck.
Maybe.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we can. Okay, let's end on that positive note. Then something before we work forward.
Okay, how can you find true love in this lifetime? How? Oh.
The devil. What the hell? Yeah.
So that is typically like addiction, obsessions.
So I love addiction. I love obsession, or is that?
So it's releasing of.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I need to release those things in order to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This one looks like Beelzebub, the devil here, with another naked man, naked woman. They both have eyeballs for heads, and they're chained together under some pillar but the devil, it's not maybe the devil, but it is the devil. It looks like, yeah, anyway. Killer.
Tarot can be harsh.
Yeah. Well, that's rough. Yeah. It's just, none of those were good. Damn. Well, Kenzie, thanks for coming on my show. That was awesome. I think, we do this again for sure. I learned a ton, actually. I was never skeptical of it, and I was never like, I just didn't pay attention to it. And like I said before, I had somebody do a reading for me that I think it was a bit inaccurate because I didn't have all my date of birth and stuff, and it interests me. And I read it, I was like, oh, it's good because you can kind of line it up. Mm-hmm. And whether you put a lot of weight to it or just a bit, or just even just something that's like maybe I'm not trying to discount it, but like anecdotal in your life, you can just kind of add it towards whatever else you're doing. I think it's like, you can make the correlations pretty simply, I feel like. Definitely. And someone like yourself who knows about it and tells me these things, I can see, because you know me, so you can kind of pick out things that relate to me. I think this relates to you. And I think that stuff resonates for sure. And that tarot card, I don't know what to do with that. But anyway, I'm going to work on myself, I guess. Yeah. But no, that's awesome. Thanks for coming on my show. So, hey, where do people find you? What do they need to... because you do online reading stuff too, you do Zoom and stuff and everything?
Yeah,
okay, cool,
I do Zoom readings, so you can find me on Instagram, XOKenzo.
Yeah. I'll put your links and stuff in the profile.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah. And just like reach out via DM.
Okay.
And I'll do kind of 45 or hour-long readings, but I also do tarot readings as well. And cool. If there's anyone in the Collingwood area or going to the Collingwood area, I also do them at a yoga studio called Everlove. Okay, cool. We could do Zoom ones. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Zoom stuff, but I think this would be pretty cool because we could just share screens and people could see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'd rather do it in person, but I feel like this kind of stuff we could do like 15-minute little episodes or something or whatever, or 20 minutes.
Well, because what the nice thing about Zoom is I can show the chart.
Yeah, for sure.
While we talk about it. Yeah. Like that's the cool thing, right? About doing the Zoom.
So you said showing the chart's bad luck, or what did you say was?
No. I mean, if you show it, it's like it'll just be a quick flash, right?
Yeah, like this, when you start talking about the chart, like this is the chart, and I'll probably show both, like the immediate time one and then the one that just people can get an idea what's going on.
Yeah, but
because we were doing this a lot and it's totally not.
It's two camps. Some people say don't share it and other people say I don't care. I've got nothing to hide. But some astrologers can know a lot about you. Right. So it's kind of it's always like, how much do you want people to know? Like someone could come across it and be like, oh, I know all about this. This guy's
gonna die before he's 80 and he's not gonna find true love. Fuck. I mean, let's all maybe 79. Maybe it could be 79, right? We don't know.
It could be, which is still good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's pretty full pull. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, for sure. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that was awesome. I appreciate it for sure. Good to see you. Sure, it was awesome. Good to catch up.
Thank you.
And I'll post Kenzie's stuff in the links below.